Never thought this is where we would be, man. I was always the guy who laughed at AI art. It can't even draw fingers, I would say. You can't even properly animate an animation cut.
Oh, that's hot.
Let alone even make an anime. How naive I was. And now I'm staring at an anime that looks half Ghibli, half Lord of the Rings. And I'm genuinely in shock. The name of this anime today is Twins Hinahima. And here's the kicker. It's 95% AI generated. Not inspired by, not assisted by, 95% built from the ground up with AI tools, with 5% human interaction. And that's got me asking, is this still art? Is this even human anime? So first, let's start with what this anime actually even is. Twins Hinahima follows two twins and they want to become viral TikTok stars. Along the way, they discover a strange digital world and nothing really happens. It's not like a big twist or Attack on Titan level. It's just a slice of life kind of supernatural anime. The plot is okay and animation-wise it's fine. It's not bad like I thought it would be, but it's nothing groundbreaking. But here's what is groundbreaking. When you watch this anime, when you look at these clips, everything you're looking at, the backgrounds, the character animation, and even the animation cuts, the way they're moving, yeah, that's mostly AI. Okay, so I'm sure some of y'all are asking, what does 95% AI even mean? Did someone just go type in ChatGPT and say make an anime? No, that's not exactly right. So the creators of this anime use what they claim to be supportive AI. So here's how it works. The backgrounds are AI generated. They take real photos and cartoonify them with AI, and then a real human adds some final touches to make sure there are no errors or inconsistencies. Same with in-between animation. The AI fills in frames, which would usually take hours for animators to do, in scenes that are not really that important. And also complex animation like hair blowing or animals moving. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard how hard it is to animate horses. Well, an AI would do that now. And lastly, character designs, sketched by humans with digital apps like Studio Clip Paint and stylized by AI to give it a more anime look. And then, yeah, with all of these processes, a human comes in to tweak things, fix errors, make sure it's consistent, maybe add some tweaks or extra things that they want to do. But if an AI does 95% of the work and a human just polishes it, is that really even human made? It's like going to a factory that creates bottles or something and helping the machines fix the errors it makes on some of the manufacturing products and claiming, hey, I created this bottle. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And here's why I'm so conflicted on this issue. Because on one hand, anime has always been characterized by a deeply human, handcrafted culture. You could see the brushstrokes. You could see the drawings, some errors the animators make, or some weird choices that they wanted to make. And even though it's become more digital in the modern times, it still has that human feel to it. But with AI, it's too machine. it has too little human input and too much artificial input. Just look at the side to side of an actual Ghibli production and the Ghibli AI anime. And I know that AI can get much better than that, but even as good as it is, you can still see that there's something missing between the two. Something that I'm sure somebody more versed in that field could explain, but just looking at it, you can tell.
You were the only one that was nearly as strong as me.
Buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
But let's be real with ourselves. If you're an anime fan, you know how brutal the industry is. You know how hard Japanese animators have it. They are notoriously overworked and underpaid. They have sleepless nights in the office. They make about $300 a month scraps, and they collapse from exhaustion, have mental breakdowns on Twitter just because of how mentally and physically unhealthy their environment is. So yeah, AI could help. A lot even. It could automate the most tedious parts of the work and could reduce the crunch by insane amounts. It could allow talented artists to focus on the main meat, which is the story. Even Makoto Tezuka, son of the god of manga, Osamu Tezuka, the guy who made Astro Bot and Blackjack, and the guy who many say made anime what it is, has supported this idea. He sees AI as a way to relieve pressure on his fellow animators. But here's the scary part. Supportive AI, it sounds great. It would help. But let's be honest with ourselves. When has humanity ever used a tool this powerful efficiently and responsibly? If a tool can replace 10 intern animators, you think these studios will think twice about using it? That means fewer jobs for people, fewer opportunities, fewer pay for interns, and less new talent. Young animators often start with in-between frames and backgrounds. That's where they learn, that's where they grow, that's where they network and grow into their industries and become the huge animators we love. If AI eats that role up, well, where exactly are they going to come in from? We're gonna get nepotism and just talentless animators. And guess who still profits? The greedy studio execs who scam these animators all the while. The same ones already paying them pennies will now say, hey, AI is making your jobs way easier, so why do you want a raise? Now, let's talk about another issue about the upcoming rise of AI in anime. Slop. You know what I'm talking about. Those generic, copy-paste, fantasy isekai anime with 12 episodes and 24-word titles like I got reincarnated as a PS5 controller in a fantasy world. We're already drowning in them, we're already tired of them, but they still come out every season. Now imagine a world where AI generates entire anime in weeks. It writes, animates, designs, and does it all on demand with a few prompts. You want a romance isekai with a talking car as a protagonist? Well, it's gonna do that in like 3 days probably. Studios won't use AI to make better anime. They'll use it to make more anime. Quantity over quality equals more money. And that's not a good thing. It means slop content, shovelware, cheap dopamine, creative sludge. I remember when anime used to be mostly traditional hand-drawn, and we barely got this much slop simply because of how hard it was to create even one anime with decent production. And now, because of how digitized it's become, even without AI, we get so much of them because it's so much easier to produce an anime now compared to back then. So Imagine how bad it's going to be with the anime. I don't even want to think about it. I might just stop watching anime at that point. And people's biggest defense for AI is it will let the animators focus more on the story, which is the most important aspect. And that's true. I used to believe that too. But here's the reality. AI isn't just going to take over animation, it's going to take over storytelling too. There are AIs being produced as we speak with the sole purpose of creating stories. An example of this is Showrunner AI, which actively tries to build machines that write entire scripts based on popular IP. Yeah, you could ask it to write a new episode of Naruto or Dragon Ball and it will try. And right now, it's pretty bad. They had a showcase a few years ago with South Park, and it was absolutely horrendous.
Now, Butters, we shouldn't fear AI, but rather understand how to use it in ways that can make our lives better, McKay.
But that's the thing about AI. It starts off as being dog shit, and 2 years later, industry defining. So yeah, when that comes out, I'll have you know that greedy execs will definitely use that to pump out more slop and cut out more writers, because that equals what? More money. And this is the big question I have. This is the one that keeps me up at night and has me shaking in despair every time I think about it. Is this even art? If AI starts taking over anime, is this just content? Well, the definition of art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Well, that doesn't sound like what's going on here because, well, the human part is kind of out the door, so I guess it's not art. I really miss the early 2000s, the imperfect, gritty, cel-shaded, hand-drawn era. Shows like Fooly Cooly, Samurai Champloo, Naruto, there was texture, there was soul. And even now with CGI and digital style, we still have that sometimes with new anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, Dandadan, Made in Abyss, The Elusive Samurai. And now I'm scared we're trading that in for a cold, lifeless machine perfection. So what can we do? Pandora's box has been opened. So what happens now? Here's the thing. AI is inevitable. No amount of complaining, boycotting is going to stop its advance because it's going to take over. In 5 years, you'll probably be expected as an animator or someone in an industry to use it in creative jobs because everybody else is. It might be hopeless to just fight it. But what we can do is to pay attention, to be critical, to keep a watchful eye on how exactly it's being used in these companies, to vote with our time and with our wallets, to support studios that still prioritize human touch because those are not going out of fashion, because arts doesn't just affect us, it affects the animators as well. We have to celebrate shows that take their time and above all, hold their creators and studios accountable for how they use this technology. We have to choose to watch anime from studios that we know do things responsibly. Because Twins Hinahima isn't just an anime. It's not just the controversial AI anime. It's foreshadowing. It's a warning shot of what's to come. Those who just consume will always keep consuming without care. They'll tell us we're doing too much. But those of us who care will always make a difference.
人間が描くのと同じように絵を描く機械を 作りたいんだ。はい。
地球最後の日が近いって感じですね。それは人間の方が自信がなくなってくるから。
Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Are we entering a golden age of anime because of AI, or the beginning of the end of anime's creativity? Drop your thoughts below. And if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and like. And see you, bro, next time.